So I'm going to do a whole tour of Rotherham town centre. Did one after lockdown. I haven't been in here for a few years. I just want to show you what's actually happening in Rotherham. If you can like my video, follow my YouTube channel, and also click on notifications to get any new videos. But I thought I'd just show you Rotherham Minster, the jewel in the crown in Rotherham. And then what I'll do is I'll take you on a super fast tour of the whole of Rotherham town centre. So I haven't done a video of Rotherham town centre for a long time. Last time I came it was actually really overcast, so I'm actually back in Rotherham town centre just to show you the latest. We're on Wellgate, or Sheffield Road that turns into Wellgate, and they're building this new cycle path. I think it's going to go all the way into Sheffield. At the moment it just goes to Magna. I think this stage of it's costing about £9 million paid for by South Yorkshire Mayoral Authority, completely wasting our money. What they should have done is just change the footpaths into dual purpose roads that cyclists and pedestrians could use at the same time, just as down on a canal. But you can see the New York Stadium just there on the left hand side. River Don just under this bridge area. Nice old fashioned bridge just here. I think that way takes you down to Canclo. But note the footfall in Rotherham. Now I've actually noticed 2 cyclists already, which is very strange. They don't normally appear. But they're trying to urbanise our town centres, and I think they're going to try and push more and more people into them over time, as you can see with what they're doing. But I was told by John that there used to be 9 pubs along Wellgate, so you could have quite a pub crawl. But there's not much left anymore. But just pay particular attention to the road layout more than anything up here as we get into Rotherham itself. But I haven't got a clue with these roads where you can go and where you can't go. And how are people who don't come from Rotherham supposed to actually understand where they can and where they can't drive? For anybody who's already seen my Wellgate video, you can skip along to the end of this content, but you're probably going to see it much clearer today. So you can see some of the new paving. As soon as they have to work on the new paving, they end up putting asphalt down and make it look a right mess. So much cheaper and quicker and easier in the long term to put tarmac down and just make decent tarmac roads and footpaths, but no, they're going to just waste the money. Somebody was saying, oh, it's the government giving them the money to do it. Well, it's not the government's money. In the first place, it's our money. But you can see some of the flats starting to appear. It's on a very sort of mini scale to Sheffield. But I think we're about 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. And notice the people in Rotherham today. There's some beautiful buildings still left along Westgate. Rather than all this ludicrous stuff they're doing for net zero, we should be focusing on a clean, modern industry. You can't run a country on service sector alone. Now somebody was asking me where the New York Tavern was. It's just there. In my days at Rotherham College from 1980 to 84, this area would have been buzzing with people. See more accommodation. It's creeping in all over Rotherham on a smaller scale to Sheffield, but it's coming. The government have all their own priorities. They've unbalanced the economy. They spend a lot of money on the banking sector back in the 1990s when they should have been redirecting the manufacturing base. And now all the north of England, the Midlands and whatever are warehouses, call centres and shopping centres, out of town shopping centres. See some parking down there. Nice Wellington pub there. Anything Sheffield can do badly, Rotherham can do as well. We've got the Cutler's Arms just there, and Bentley's of Rotherham. Now I think that was something to do with Rotherham House, which was the Market Tavern that's just been knocked down in Sheffield. I think the Rotherham brewer was a Market Tavern originally, and the tram also stopped outside there. So they called it Rotherham House, the Market Tavern in Sheffield, and that's just been knocked down. So I'm trying to work out what all that building is behind, because it looks to me like council offices. Now I'm not against Rotherham. I think Rotherham should be its own town centre, but as somebody who lives in Rotherham Borough Council, I don't want to be part of Rotherham Borough Council. I want to go back to pre-1974 days when wiser decisions were made. Where I live was Kiverton Rural District. I'd be happy to go back to us being Rother Valley. Let Rotherham be Rotherham, and let Wentworth and Durham be Wentworth and Durham. But let's go our own separate ways. We've got a different ideology. Rother Valley voted for a Tory because we don't want these socialist policies. Not particularly because we wanted the Tories in, but we just don't want this madness that we get from Labour. And while we're in Rotherham Borough Council, we're going to get socialist policies that we don't want out in Rother Valley. So you can see that big office block. Like I said, I think that's probably the council. Somewhere down there is Rotherham police station. It's not a very nice building, so I'm not going to dwell on it. Post office just there. But you can see the signs here. You can stop the video anytime and look at signs. I'll just stop so you can stop it properly. And there you can see the same sort of things coming to Rotherham as Sheffield on a more minuscule scale. But I'm a Sheffielder born and bred, but I don't agree with South Yorkshire mayoral or Sheffield City region. I think each town in South Yorkshire should get its own pot of money and spend it on how it sees fit. This was the old cinema just here. On Ship Hill. We'll have a quick walk up Ship Hill. If my memory serves me right, Fiofi's was up here somewhere. I don't know if it still exists. It was a trendy bar in Rotherham at that time. Now on the skyline, if you look at from the other side of Rotherham, you can start to see the build back better, where the old buildings are being ripped out and the modern buildings are being built. But just here you can see this still on the skyline, and that's why I came up here, just to show it you. Two beautiful churches up here. This area of Rotherham's quite nice because it's kept its more old traditional buildings. But you can see those on the skyline. Last time I came to Rotherham, it was for when the actual Women's World Cup was on, and it was pretty damp and drizzly, so you're seeing Rotherham on a sunny day, but you're not seeing any more people. So there's Rotherham Town Hall. So it takes you up to Moorgate there and out to Rotherham. It's quite a nice area of Moorgate, where I'm focusing on the town centre. Still got the Eye House. Got Cross Keys on this corner as well, but that's shut down, the Cross Keys. You can see the windows are smashed. This is for Dave Ebony. Dave's got a channel on YouTube, and he's particularly interested in these lower levels here, because these look like doorways, windows that go much further into the ground. Something don't quite add up on that building. I've been watching videos from America from a guy in Kansas, and buildings are actually below floor level, 1 or 2 stories below floor level. So there's something not quite right there. It's like they built a new civilization on top. But there's still some nice buildings in Rotherham. We'll have a look back up the other side when I get to the bottom. But the problem is they started destroying Rotherham in about 1982. They put the most ludicrous one-way system in, and that was when it all started to go wrong in Rotherham, as far as I'm concerned. Look at that beautiful building there on the corner. Why can't, if we're going to knock a building down, why can't we build something back like that? That's absolutely fantastic. That's looking back up Moorgate Street, taking you up to Moorgate. If I remember right, that's Corn Law. I'm sure that was probably Midland Bank. I can't remember now, but let's have a quick walk into this area, because this area around here is quite nice. I think this was done up quite a few years ago. Not this here, don't particularly like this, but start to see down there, but it's these buildings on these corners that I particularly like. But I think they're going about bringing people into the towns and cities in the wrong way, because that's not the intention. You'll all be ordering from home wherever you live, from Amazon, and that's the future, being your own little cells. So we've got another beautiful building there, but to me this is a jewel in the crown for Rotherham, the Minster. It's absolutely gorgeous. Another perfect day, same last Friday when I came. But this sort of thing is absolutely stunning, and I'm so sure so much of this in Rotherham's gone, but they've still got some of it. Just focusing on that because Dora Vernon, she's got a channel on YouTube and that'll probably interest her. I don't know if that was Neptune. As you can see, centre of Rotherham. Just down here on the left, which is, I'll pull it, well, in fact I'll go a bit further. Is the Scala. So watched a film there in the past, and they have an organ in there which I think is still in there. But you can see the Build Back Better going on in Rotherham. So I don't know if that's officers' flats or whatever. It looks like flats to me, but I could be wrong. This is more the 1960s type stuff probably. Another beautiful vision of the Minster. The reason I'm going down here is because there's some really nice old buildings down here. But you can see along these boards it's telling you what's coming. The problem is all the rents will be so high that a lot of businesses just won't be able to afford them. They'll probably last so long and then the businesses will fold. But it was beautiful in the Scala when I went in back in the 1970s to watch a film. I'm hoping that's going to get preserved, but you can see more building, it's being built back better. That's what they say. But I want to just show you this gorgeous church. on the bridge by the river. So you can see the county just there. I don't know if that's still a pub or not, it looks like it. What I want to show you here is a little bit of Rotherham. But this little chapel on the bridge is absolutely wonderful, looks gorgeous. But Dave Ebony, same, I'll keep mentioning people when it interests them. Dave Ebony is really interested in that, he's got his own theories on it. So we've got the River Don, another old building. You've got the train station up there for Rotherham Central. You can see the building work going off. It's sort of really starting to gather pace now in Rotherham, the rebuild. But I think this was actually built when I was at college in the 1980s, this section here. More modern area. We've got the interchange just up here. That's the bus interchange. I'm sort of trying to snake my way around to give you the best view of Rotherham. That takes you down to Tesco. There's a massive new Tesco in the middle of Rotherham. See the multi-storey there, the bus station, and I remember the bus station I think goes under multi-storey as well. We'll go back up into the main part of the town centre, but I just want to give you a total feel for Rotherham, where it's progressing since last time I came here. Now we keep getting people on Facebook, on the Facebook page about Sheffield, saying we've got it in our head that there's no people in the town centres anymore, and there really is. Well, these people don't come from Sheffield or Rotherham. Back in the 60s, 70s and 80s, when these towns were absolutely thriving with people. That just looks like more 1960s buildings going, possibly, or I don't know. Back up to the Minster again. I have done a separate video on the Minster, so you can actually pick up on my video on the Minster. But if you look at Rotherham in the 1950s, there's a really good video with pictures on YouTube, and you'll just see how great Rotherham used to be, like every other town centre in the north of England, before they started pedestrianising them and forcing people out of them. So we're actually really in the main town centre. I did a post-lockdown video. So if you've ever watched that, you can see how things have changed over the last 2 or 3 years in Rotherham. But I can remember there being some really trendy men's shops back here in the 1980s when I was in the steel industry, and I can't imagine them being able to find any anymore. I'm just trying to get it while the sun's still around, because we're getting up towards 4 o'clock now, I think. Now this used to be C&A, just here. They are doing some work on building a new market in Rotherham, but this is the existing market just up here. This is another beautiful building in Rotherham. Town Hall originally, assembly rooms originally. This is a very beautiful building. But notice the similar paving to Sheffield. This takes you down to the bus station just here. We're in the old town hall. You can see the shops through here. Even the fruit and veg shops that's shut at the moment by the looks of it. Most of the shops seem to be actually open in here, because I've only really noticed the odd one shut. But you can see that lovely clock. I'm sure the traffic used to drive around that before they messed about with the one-way system. I'm guessing this must be market day, but it'll be getting late, so they'll be closing up now. So this is where C&A was. I think they were spending about £30 million on a new market and library in Rotherham. And what concerns me, like I said, I don't want RMBC. Let Rotherham be Rotherham, let Rother Valley be Rother Valley, and let Wentworth and Durham. But why should all the investment come into Rotherham Centre? There's a council taxpayer in Rother Valley. I never come into Rotherham. This is the odd occasion. That's quite a splendid bar over there, though. But on the left hand side is the market area. I just want to encapsulate time as best I can. So you've got Rotherham College up there. We knew it as the arts place. Rotherham Arts College, and the technology was on the right hand side. So this was There's Rotherham Arts College, and you've got the market on the left. I'll just show it you. Like I said, the market's been knocked down and rebuilt. But this college looks very different to the arts college that was here when I was here, because you could go in the art college for your meal, and I remember drinking quite a bit in there at Christmas lunchtime. Or was it in the pub across the road, sorry. You can see the indoor market just there. I just want to show you down here towards the Tesco. You can just see how big it is. But where you see Tesco used to be the library. I don't know where the library is, but the library I remember in the 80s was being knocked down because it was just here. Got this massive Tesco. You've still got the car park we could park on when we come to college. But you can see the Arts College now, or what's Rotherham College. Whether that's had new fascias on it or whether it's a new build, I don't know. You can see the side of the market there, indoor market. But I want to progress as quick as I can, so I've captured as much as I can. I know some people lived in Rotherham and no longer live here, and some people don't want to come in Rotherham anymore, and I can understand the feeling well. And that's no disrespect to Rotherham, because I've seen a video from the 50s and Rotherham was fantastic in the 50s. Was okay in the 1980s, not as good though. We'll get round to the technical college that I went to. Back in the 1980s, from 1980 to 84. Got an HNC in Industrial Measurement and Control. For the steel industry. You can see some of the shops outside the market. Looks like some of those are shut down now. But this was a technical college on this side. You can see directly in front of me, and also to the left hand side when I come round was also the technical college. The one thing I noticed when I was in the steel industry, we had the big art furnaces on Sheffield Road, and it always seemed to rain in Rotherham when I was at college. I don't know if it was the heat from the furnaces causing it, but this technical college on that side where I went was all shut down. It's still open on this side. It says College of Arts and Technology. That was more technical when I was there than arts. As you can see, it looks well overgrown now. And we didn't have ludicrous security on the door when we used to be there. We didn't have ID cards or anything like that. I don't know how we survived. So I do want to take you back up High Street. But I'll just show you quickly up here. Last time I came up here, I was selling my house and my solicitor was somewhere up here. It was somewhere up here to take you out towards Clifton Park if I'm right. And Clifton Park's not what Clifton Park used to be like. There's some nice houses up here. I'm just trying to find out if I can find so I thought I'd seen the Civic Theatre, and I thought I'm so close to it, I've got to show you the Civic Theatre. And I used to love coming here as a kid. In the Civic Theatre. Let's just get across the road and I can show it you. So I'm on Catherine Street, but you can see Rotherham Civic Theatre. Very nice in that side there as a kid. It's not a massive place, but it's nice. But what I want to particularly point out here is that Rotherham's got a college, and just here we have University Centre Rotherham. So you can see that Rotherham's becoming like Sheffield on a much smaller scale, but it's happening. So I don't know what that's all about. UCR Centre Rotherham. But I think that's totally different to Rotherham College. So let's get back down into Rotherham. So you can see the Minster always goes above everything else in Rotherham, but I'm guessing at some stage, as the high rises come to Rotherham, you might start to see the Minster disappear. This corner I'm approaching now with the long high windows was W.H. Smith for as long as I can remember. But that must have gone a long time ago. So another bank, as you can see, gone. But I'll just have a little bit of a walk out here, and now I just want to show you the High Street area. I want to give you a sort of total feel for Rotherham at the moment. Still got a Lloyd's on the left, but we'll get back to that on the way back. So I don't know if I've been in the mail coach at lunchtime when I was at Rotherham College. I suspect I did, for a pint and a pie. There's quite a few independents down here though. But is anybody from Rotherham who can tell me any of the big developments going off in Rotherham? So I'll come back and film. All this area on the right hand side all looks new to me from what I remember. Oh, I can see it. So I can see Fioffi's up there, which it's called something else now. But like I say, this building on the right looks awful. I think it's actually a car park. So that's Wellgate multi-storey up there. Dread to think how much it is. And I've just parked out on Sheffield Road for free. I'm sure this will bring back memories to people from Rotherham who's not been in for a long time. I'm going to stop at this point and go back in to town. Just want to give you glimpses of the outer bits. That's Roma International Mini Market. Now that looks quite nice up there. Clifton Bank, that. It's just not recognisable as 1980s Rotherham, this, to me. So I don't know what that is. Masonic Hall. That's for Dave and I just want to catch Fioffi's in a moment. It's not called Fioffi's anymore. I thought it was behind the town hall somewhere. So what we knew was Fioffi's. I'm sure it's now the Blue Coat, if my memory serves me right. There's more. That says Job Centre Plus there. That looks like more flats above it, if I'm right. But look at that beautiful spire that you can see on the headline. Just there, some lovely bits of architecture in Rotherham. So here we are, coming to the last bit of Rotherham before I take you up High Street. Seems more thriving down this area with sort of more independent shops, which is good to see. But again, there seems quite a lot of barbers down here. In fact, there seems an awful lot of barbers down here and grocery shops, but I'm sure there's something intermingled in between. Smell something nice coming from Mesmerise, which is an alternative sort of shop. So we've got the Lloyds Bank here. I'm sure we've got another bank. Now I used to be with Rotherham College branch at Midland, but I don't know if that's a branch anymore. Find out in a minute. So where the British Art was W.H. Smith. When W.H. Smith were a good store to go in. It's been very run down the last 20 years. W.H. Smith, it's like they never bothered to update the actual stores. So it looks like HSBC College branch is still here, if that's what they still call it. But I'm noticing you can actually park your car in the middle of here. This is a bit of a shocker. What's it? 30 minutes, no return within 3 hours, pay at machine. Oh God. You can't do a lot in 30 minutes, can you? have just a quick walk into the centre of here, and then what I'll take you up High Street. I just really wanted to give you the best picture I could of Rotherham. I think I've done a complete tour of Rotherham today. Got the main features, just not got the park, Clifton Park. And the name I couldn't remember back there for the Masonic Hall was Dora Vernon. I'm struggling because that's a pseudonym name, and it just goes out of my head every now and again. So we'll get the last bit done on High Street, and then I'll get back down Sheffield Road to my parking. Just before I get onto High Street, I noticed here Greenwood's shut on Saturday, August the 11th, must have been 2023. There used to be one at Worksop as well. Sad to see these quality shops go off as High Street. Vicarage Lane up there, take you up to the Minster. I'm not used to this, cars actually coming in the middle of Rotherham. I just don't get the plan. To me, I think all this messing about with roads is just to inconvenience people, confuse people, or they're just completely out of their own tree on something, whether it's a power trip. But look here, there's a 0 footfall up here. We've got Snail Yard coming on here. People of Rotherham will remember better what was there. But who's going to afford the rents for these places? We've created an economy based on debt. Is this where the actual university comes in, that they'll try and flood it with students at a university? And I think these universities have become indoctrination centres. When I was at that age of going to uni, which I could have done, but I chose to do an apprenticeship because I thought it was better than a degree. In those days the elite went to university and they did real degrees, but to me 95% of people I don't believe should be going to university, should be in apprenticeships in their own local towns. But how can businesses survive? No footfall up here, is there? Was quite a bit down on that other road with all the little independents. But your businesses are just going to be opening and shutting. Far too many hairdressers, too many what look like little supermarkets selling everything. Nice shop though there, that's not that I'm going to shop in there, but that's a quality shop. Nice to see on the high street. So that must have been the jewellers, watchmakers, etc. Lovely stuff on it. But if I just turn around on this corner and I'll close my video, but if you can like my video, if you can follow my channel, and if you can actually click notifications so you get the alerts when I do a new video. So I've been a bit disappointed today to find out that I only get about 50% of what I should do with the actual advertisements, and then I've just also found out that Google in Ireland take another 23% off me in VAT. I'm just thinking, is it worth it trying to make money out of channel? But I will keep people informed because that's always been my primary aim. to actually inform people, show you what their devious little plan is. I'll leave you with a good picture in your mind just here of the Minster. So we can see it's 3:15. I've had a lightning walk around Rotherham, but I just want to show you absolutely everything. It's well worth coming in and looking at some of these individual buildings. Still some fantastic looking buildings left in Rotherham, but to me it's like everywhere else, it's become soulless. There's no art left, and they're building it on a false economy, false debt. That's it, over and out from Rotherham in South Yorkshire.